Yo, what is going down?
Almost on time.
Almost on time. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Phat Samurai Guy, back again with another live stream movie recap episode with Lady Phatblood. And Gravy, the cat is on the loose.
Charge your lap.
So if Samurai Guy randomly screams high pitch, that means I'm getting fucked up below the waist. All right, so let's go ahead and have some fun. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to first talk about the black phone. That's right. And then after that, we are going to talk about...
Oh, boy.
It's begun. If it gets too crazy, we're going to have to put the kitten away. Thor, Love, and Blunder. Yes, we're going to get into that as well. So first up, let's get it started. Let's get into some horror state of mind. Let's talk about Black Phone. Hey, all right, we're back. And the little lovable, adorable terror is here. The hellion.
The ginger menace.
The ginger menace. Black Phone. All right, let's go ahead and have some fun and talk about this one. All right, let me get up here so we can get the images going here. All right. Jump right into the plot synopsis. Not looking too good for this town. We're going to have a lot of missing children are gone. And a slow, small legend, because of all the missing kids, has begun. It's almost Candyman-esque with the kids in the town, because they're all like, don't say his name 3 times, the grabber, all that kind of stuff. And so you have like this kind of small legend being created around the town. A guy with a whole bunch of black balloons. Shit.
Yep,
He's got to go.
There we go.
He's got to go.
It's already started.
It's already started. Oh, my crotch. Oh, no, that was not good. And that was perfect timing. I had a picture up. See, this is what happened. This is what happened when you guys come here live. You don't know what's going to happen? Oh, I got to stretch it out. Hold on. Woo. Oh, man, that was hilarious. Oh, that might go on best of the year clip right there. Oh, my nuts. Oh, shit. Ooh, stretch it out. Oh, stretch it out now. All right. Woo. All right, let's keep going.
I'll apply first aid later.
Yes, I appreciate that. Oh, my God. Oh, we got a super chat up in there. Gilbert, what's going on? He goes, a little number to match the movie genre and to appreciate the cat gods so your fur baby behaves. Yeah, well,
it's going to be a couple months before he starts behaving.
Yeah.
He's only 3 months old, and he's just a spitfire. He will not stop.
Appreciate. Oh God, now he's this is such a professional stream we got going right now. Oh my goodness. Great is the Danny Bonaducci of kitties.
Well,
oh my goodness. All right, let's keep on going.
He's a ginger.
If he keeps meowing like crazy, we might have to give him some food. More food.
He just ate, and I just had to give him some food.
All right, here we go. There you go. Protect your scrotum at all times. All right, here we go. Back to the review of the movie. Yeah, so you have the small little legend going around amongst the kids at school. Watch out for the guy with the balloons, the top hat, especially the the black mysterious van. But yeah, the movie was directed by I think it's Scott. I forgot his name, but
this is a lot just happened to you.
Yeah,
right now, so
I'm still in recovery mode right now with my
right.
crotch. All right, but he directed Sinister, which I really liked, but something for me felt flat with the finale, and I don't know what happened there. I'd have to revisit Sinister and find out what happened. Bagul is still one of the most ridiculously funny names for an evil entity, and I can't stop saying Bagul now. But yeah, Sinister was solid. He actually directed the original Doctor Strange, which you guys know I enjoyed that. And I believe he was the one that was supposed to direct the sequel, but he got replaced by Sam Raimi, for better or for worse for some of you out there. But this was a hit. This is a critically acclaimed movie, The Black Phone. It did well in theater. It was a big hit. So he kind of got his take that, Marvel, for fucking me over. Revenge in a way. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to segue to you now. Boom.
Well, what do you want me to start off with? Exactly.
Well, I like the relationship between the brother and sister.
And that ended up being the primary focus of the film. So if you went in, just in case you hadn't seen the film, we're gonna do.
Yeah, this is a spoilers stream, guys.
So if you went in wanting to see Ethan Hawke, first of all, the good news, you will see him redeem that poor excuse of a performance he had to sleepwalk through in Moon Knight.
Maybe it's not his fault.
It wasn't his fault.
It's not his fault.
I mean, when you got nothing to work with, what are you going to do? So the good news is he does show up and he does perform the hell out of what he's given.
Yeah.
Now, the bad news is you're not going to see as much as the trailer kind of led you to believe.
Right. And that's going to be...
That's kind of the bummer of the piece. What they did focus on was the siblings. It's a brother and a sister. Oh, this is set in the late 70s, by the way.
Yeah, I like
which
that.
Which is nice.
I like that.
I've stated before in the past, I'm kind of tired of the 80s. I'm burned out of the 80s.
How dare
the
you?
nostalgia.
No, I know what you mean.
The retro stuff. I'm kind of done with it. And so, to kind of have like a, 10 years prior to the, 80s, I think it was like 78, I believe it was set in. It was nice. They did their research, lots of browns, lots of plaids.
Yeah.
Everything's very ugly.
Yeah.
And so these two siblings, they have this drunken, very abusive father.
Yeah.
And they more focus on their home life, their relationship, why they are the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
And, for two kid actors that I personally haven't seen before, they're pretty damn good.
Yeah.
There's a scene, for all the other punches that the movie pulls, which we'll get into,
mm-hmm.
there was a scene where we straight up see a little girl take a belt from her dad, her drunken dad, and she's bringing it. She's crying.
Yeah, great performances from her and the father, everyone.
Yeah,
in that scene. That was like, whoa.
The dad's yelling at her and she
mm-hmm. starts
crying and yelling back at him. I mean, it was a really good scene and I was kind of like, hey, okay, I can get behind this.
Mm-hmm.
So it does focus more on them, which I did like.
Yeah, because they're likable characters. Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Depending on what you want, that's what you get.
Right. But going back to the siblings here, sister was great. I love how she had balls, and I like that scene where her brother was getting bullied, and she grabs a rock, fucks that other kid up. That was great, But yeah, they're both likable, which helps. If they were both little shits that we couldn't stand, then we would be rooting.
Psycho Gorman. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh God! Oh, a little bit of shit got stuck in my throat. She said
Psycho Gorman.
I'm sorry.
We would be rooting for Hawk to kill them. But no, they're both very likable. And going back to that scene where the father abuse, he's going through a lot of stuff because he lost his wife. Their mother had a special gift. She was able to see visions and predict things. And she ended up taking her own life, which affected him deeply. Which, as you see in the movie, you can tell he's really just done. He's shut off from the world. All he does is drink, and sometimes he's good to his kids, but sometimes he's a horrible father.
Yeah, he is pretty shitty.
Yeah, but the gift, similar gift has been passed down to the daughter and the daughter is having dreams of a man, with a top hat, the black balloons, the black van.
Essentially, anytime a child gets kidnapped, and
Right.
she kind of has these dreams about it.
Right.
And what I found really interesting in this film, the movie does present itself as a serious story in that respect, in that you do have a guy in a mask and a top hat with balloons going around kidnapping and killing children.
Right.
But you do have to suspend your brain a little bit, because you do have a little girl running around with psychic visions, and they're actually 100% correct. And she's at one point it does get supernatural. So
yes,
it's not a straight
up. It's a paranormal horror.
Yeah, it's not a straight up
thriller.
Yeah,
it's a paranormal horror movie.
And something I also found very hilarious, which you didn't get any of this in the 80s, was that when the girl goes to the authorities, because the authorities actually kind of seek her out first, because they hear that she's having dreams and all that, and that's what gets her into trouble with her dad at first.
Well, they heard she was talking about
she's talking about her dreams, and so they're like, well, what's going on, because we didn't release this information to the public. So they start talking to her, and that gets her in trouble with her dad, because her dad's like, you're not your mom, your mom's stuff which she saw wasn't real. And so, first she doesn't want to really say anything about, the dreams in front of the dad with the cops and everything, but eventually it starts happening more. And so the cops actually believe the little girl. And the cops are actually not ineffectual in that aspect. And you don't get Fred Krueger did it. And then the cops, brush off the little girl. And the cops are just completely useless in this film, which I thought that was a really interesting touch. Another unbelievable aspect that you kind of have to suspend your disbelief with in this movie.
Yeah, because the cops kind of believed her a little bit too easily, especially later in the movie, which we'll get to. But you can still have fun with the movie and enjoy it. So things don't go too well for the brother. He gets kidnapped by the grabber. And I love how they didn't really show his face a lot in the movie. It was like briefly, If you notice, when he gets out of the van, he goes, hey, I'm a magician. You want to see a magic trick? If you watch the trailer, they show Ethan Hawke's face. But in the movie, they don't. It's filmed from behind. So they did a really good job with that. And you do get some very suspenseful, creepy moments. Him coming down there, giving him breakfast and stuff like that. But yeah, Hawk is a legend, and he's doing his thing. And again, the boy dealing with what the fuckery, like what the hell is going on. Pretty good performances from the boy as well. And then we get introduced. I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie was, with the creepy factor done well, was when one of the days the boy wakes up and he just sees Ethan Hawke sitting there like this, just sitting there next to the bed looking at him. And then he goes, what the hell are you doing? Like, what do you want? Or what the hell are you doing? And he goes, I just wanted to look at you. And then he walks out. That's how you do it. That's one of the best parts of the movie. I wish we did more of that. That's one of my complaints with the film. I understand what they're trying to do. They wanted to keep the grabber less on screen, so that way when he shows up, it's scarier, it's a big deal. But I still think they could have shown more Ethan Hawke and a few more extra scenes. But we're going to get to my disappointment a little bit later, even though we did enjoy the film overall. But we're introduced to this extra element here. There's a phone in this room. And a phone that is not plugged in, but it rings, and then that's where the supernatural elements get brought in. I think one of the things you had issues with was he could hear the phone, but he chose the grabber. The grabber can also hear the phone, but he chooses not to hear it. So why does he hear it?
That was something that.
Are the ghosts trying to get a hold of him?
That was something
Revenge?
that the movie introduced. Okay, so you were just now talking about how the movie wanted to be more ambiguous with its its villain, its antagonist.
Yeah,
which is perfectly fine. You had bare bone minimum Fred Krueger, bare bone minimum Jason Voorhees, bare bone minimum original Michael Myers back in the day, and it worked just fine. And then we all know what happened with Michael Myers' backstory. That got convoluted and twisted and got to the point where he was in a fucking cult of Thorn and blah blah blah, and what the fuck's going on anymore. And it ruined the mythos of the shape. And so if you want to introduce your antagonist and make him ambiguous, I have no problem with that.
No.
But then when you turn around and then you start introducing within your own self-contained movie these elements, like he was kind of hinting that he had been, there was kind of like this hint that maybe he had been abused and tortured as a kid, maybe, but
down in that same room,
maybe.
Yeah.
And then there was this thing that he had heard the phone, but he chose to ignore it. Mm-hmm. So, okay, well, why is that? If you want to keep him ambiguous, that's fine, but then don't introduce things like threads of things,
right,
just to turn around and then not really make it make too much sense, but yeah, what are you gonna do? That is what it is. So some of it was kind of like, oh well, you kind of dangled that carrot there, and then you just didn't do anything with it.
Right.
And so you kind of leave me going, well, then why was this and why was that? And
it's always a very difficult thing to do when you're a script writer, because when you have this really cool, or this very interesting killer, slasher, or whatnot, do you reveal the past? Do you reveal everything, making it go, oh, like, for example, here's a good example. The original Halloween, I love the fact that he's evil. He just killed his sister, and that's it. I love that. I love how they didn't explain, unless, if you want to. The Rob Zombie remake had its moments, which were interesting, the direction he was going, but I prefer not to know. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that, because the parents are going crazy. No one knows why. Mm-hmm. And that's when Donald Pleasance is like, he's just evil. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I love that. That makes Myers really scary. But then you have a movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night, right? Mm-hmm. Which basically leading up to before he started slashing people, it makes totally sense why he's batshit insane, because all the stuff he went through leading up to that. Mm-hmm. So it works. It's just difficult to do because sometimes revealing too much ruins it, and sometimes not revealing too much can ruin it for the viewer.
Well, in this case, they revealed a little, but not enough to make it make any sense. But then why did you reveal it in the first place? That was my thing. But
it's an interesting point.
Just
interesting point. But back to when Hawk was on screen, when he was actually there, he was very, very, his acting performance was great. I enjoyed all the different masks, which were made by Tom Savini. I'm not sure if anyone else helped to make the mask, but I know Tom Savini's name showed up in the credits. I think this is my favorite mask here. But I enjoyed Hawk because the Grabbers, the Hawk's performance, because he had these moments where you're like, oh shit, it's not going to look well. And then the very next day, or later in the same day, you have these little small vulnerable performances.
Yeah.
Would you like a soda?
I'm giving you puppy dog eyes.
I'm going to leave the door cracked a little. I'm not going to close it all the way. So, just so that way, you're curious, you'll come up and try to escape. And, this was waiting for, so a straight up beat down was waiting for whoever would try to escape. So Hawk was phenomenal.
So the phone element, essentially what happens is the victims that the grabber has killed all start contacting the boy. And essentially all of them have been in different stages of trying to escape.
Right.
And that was an interesting element.
Yes.
Because it all came to play later in some way, shape, or form, where this one was like, don't go up the stairs. He left the door open for you. It's a trap.
Right.
And sure enough, you got he cracks open the door, and he doesn't go up because he just got the phone call, and the camera goes up, and then you see the shot where he's waiting for him to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then you got the other one that's like, there's this loose tile on the floor. I tried to dig, but I didn't get far enough. And there's the other one. Did you try, using the carpet to get up to the window to break free? And it was interesting how the ghosts were the victims were essentially trying to help him, and how that ended up coming to play later on. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, even though this was a 70s film, it did kind of remind me of a twisted, not Goonies-esque, but like if the ghosts got together and were like, hey, let's plot our revenge, you know, like it was strange in that way.
Yeah. Now I have to hold your thought. Now I have to talk about this, because those of you that have been watching the channel, you remember when I saw this scene in the trailer, I said, what the fuck is this? I was like, oh, you ruined it. I was like, why do we have, which I thought at the time was a little girl, why do we have a child teaching another child martial arts? This does not look right. It didn't look right, and he's a ghost. It just looked really silly. But when I watched the behind the scenes featurette, I got more excited, especially finding out that the movie is going to be rated R. I was like, all right, you know what? The trailer, that scene in the trailers, I'm taking it out of context. Let me watch the movie and see how that scene plays out. And I'm here to say I'm perfectly fine with this scene. Okay. However, I kind of wanted it not to work. I kind of wanted it not to work. Later in the movie when he fights Hawk, I kind of wanted him to go do the shuffle forward, do the shuffle back, do the shuffle forward, and then he gets the slap. That's what I'm gonna be honest. I mean, just to kind of get some suspense. You don't want everything to work out perfectly, right? I think that would have been hilarious, but that's just Samurai Guy. I have such a dark sense of humor. It's fun. All right. Oh, but yeah, you're correct. It was interesting, especially some of the kid ghost, telling him the code combination. He tried to sneak out. Again, the kid's performance was very, very well done, very good. My only nitpick is every time he ran away for his life, whether it's from the grabber or from bullies, he looks like he's fucking laughing, okay? I'm sorry. I mean, good performance through the whole movie, but every time he's running away for his life, looks like he's smiling, he's laughing. He's about to get hit with some water balloons, okay? But I'm just goofing around.
He's so young.
I'm just goofing around. I'm just having fun. All right, let's keep talking about the movie. So, all right, so obviously trying to escape did not work out. And the sister gets some more visions. She tells the cops right away. The cops believe her right away. She tells the cops what house her brother is at, and we get our finale. She ends up showing up at the house, and the cops show up, and then we get to our finale. So before we get to our finale, I have to talk about my disappointment. Okay, so my disappointment is, and this is just me, everybody else seems to love the film and they're giving it A+ and high scores, right? To me, everything's so well done. The direction, the lighting, the performances, everything I am enjoying. I like the story, but I feel like Blumhouse bitched out. When this was announced that it was going to be rated R, I was like, get the fuck out of here. You're having a horror movie with a whole bunch of kids and it's rated R in a modern day, worldwide, mainstream movie release. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You guys, what? You guys are going to have the balls to show what I think you're going to show? And they bitched out. And I was kind of disappointed that the movie was literally R-rated because of cursing.
And because there was kid-on-kid violence.
Kid-on-kid violence, parent-on-child violence.
Right. And essentially all of the deaths were after the fact.
Yeah, they were after the fact deaths.
You do see the ghosts.
Like right here. Here's a good shot. So you can see that they have been killed. But I really wanted to, I was entertained by the grabber, the performance of Hawk, but I wanted to hate him. And how do you do that? You got to show the grabber fuck up some kids, okay? I wanted to hate him.
And keep in mind, these aren't like, not to make one child death any easier to stomach than another child death. No. But these were like early preteens. These aren't like little 5-year-old, 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
These are Stranger Things season 4 kids.
Right.
Like Goonie, Monster Squad age kids, where it's like,
yeah.
In the 80s would have done it. The 80s would have done it, is what I'm saying.
We just watched a movie called Humanoids from the Deep, which was a hilarious B movie, and we enjoyed it. It was one of the best creature feature B flicks we watched. Right in the beginning of the movie, kid gets pulled off a boat, blood everywhere, dead. That was in the beginning of the movie. Why? Because it's the fucking 80s, okay? They bitched out here. Okay, and I feel a little bit disappointed, and I'm willing to play their game. I'm willing to play their game. Okay, you don't want to get too graphic. You don't want to disturb the casuals that are in the audience. Okay, but here's the thing: all you had to do, okay, is show brief, quick shots or flashbacks of Hawk. You don't even have to. You don't even have to show Hawk stab and maim and cut and all that stuff, which I kind of would have been fine with that. But I want to hate the villain, right? I want to root for the kid, right? So anyway, all you had to do, I'm willing to play within your wheelhouse, Blumhouse. All you had to do, show a quick flashback of Ethan Hawke doing a swipe and the kid going like this, and you don't really see anything, but you see blood splatter on the wall. Okay, I'm willing to at least play that route. I would have been fine with that. But I just want to show this shot. There's advertisements going around, and this is what they showed. Okay? Bloodletting, and this was like a poster they made, retro style. Bloodletting. I wanted to see some motherfucking bloodletting. Okay? I'm just saying, I was like, God damn it, they did bitch out. Oh, well. At least the movie's good to where I can forgive certain things. But I just wanted to let you guys know up front, if you're going in for this, okay, you might be disappointed because I believe on screen, you only have one kill. That the grabber does.
Yeah.
You see the grabber kill one person on screen. And that it was a fun kill.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that.
And it wasn't a kid.
See, they bitched out, right? And then we're gonna get to the bullshit finale, which a lot of the audience loved. We kind of laughed
which
at.
They were doing well.
right. Here we go.
Very well.
So let's just jump right into the finale here. Okay, so the girl tells the cops it was Fred Krueger all along, and the cops are like, "Oh, we believe her. Let's go to the house and stop Fred Krueger." All right. So at this point, earlier, Hawk is like getting impatient because the grabber's getting impatient because the boy is not playing the game like the other kids, and that kind of confused him. Especially, he kind of showed some intelligence. The grabber, he's like, no. He's like, "What's your name?" Earlier in the movie, and he tells him, and the boy tells him a different name. And he goes, "Really?" He throws a newspaper down on him. And it shows in there that he, the kid's missing and is what his real name is. So at this point, the grabber is frustrated. He's frustrated. He's like, "All right, fuck this. I'm gonna speed things up." But the grabber's brother lives upstairs and doesn't know it was his brother, right? Mm-hmm. His brother lives upstairs and he's just a cokehead, a conspiracy guy too, who has absolutely no idea. I don't know how he doesn't know this is going on, but he has no idea that in his own house below. All these kids are getting kidnapped and killed and buried across the street in another house underneath. So he goes downstairs, finds the kid there, and of course,
because he puts everything together because he's a conspiracy.
He's a conspiracy guy, and Hawk's like, "Well, fuck this. Oh well." He comes down there, chops him in the head, which was a nice, fun, little juicy kill. It didn't meet my bloodletting requirements, but I'll take what I can get. But it was nice to see more of Hawk's face, and you see Hawk kind of open up, and he's like, "You know what? Fuck you, kid. I'm not going to kill you easily like the other ones. I'm gonna enjoy this." So he brings the dog down there.
Well, I think one of my favorite lines that Hawk.
Oh yeah.
His brother. He was an idiot, but he was my idiot.
That's the best line in the movie. He was an idiot, but he was my idiot when he was talking about his brother. It was fucking hilarious. So he brings the dog down there. The dog's still chained up. And then now we have our finale conclusion here.
So
go ahead.
The little girl, she's being led by the ghost to what they think is the house where the boy is at. And so she's taking the police to what they think the house that the boy is at.
Right.
And so the police would have gotten there in time, except surprise, surprise, oopsie daisy. They were actually being led to the house where the bodies were buried. So the police walk into this house and it's completely empty. It's abandoned. It's tattered. Now, keep in mind, the police have already been to the brother's house questioning the brother, but that didn't go anywhere.
Right.
And so they walk into this house and they're like, "Shit, there's nothing here." And then they go downstairs and they're like, "Oh shit, this is where he's burying the bodies." So at least they've got the bodies at this point.
Right.
Now, meanwhile, across the street, all of the ghost schemes and plans and plottings have culminated in these little traps being set,
Mm-hmm.
and which is where we get our kind of throwdown.
Hawk falls down in the pit that the boy made. He fucks up his foot, so he can't really move. So Hawk is stuck.
So he's actually wounded, which makes sense why a little 12-year-old, 13-year-old, however how old he is, would be able to, with his 5 minutes worth of martial arts training, be able to actually. He takes the receiver of the phone? He fills it with dirt. He fills the receiver of the phone with dirt so that it's heavy.
Right.
And so he uses a little.
He does
front shuffle. Punch. And so he's actually able to wail on Hawk, at least realistically, because he's in a hole. He's busted his ankle.
Can't move. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So but I'm enjoying all this up to this point. I'm like, all right. This is entertaining. Okay. But I kind of wanted to escalate a little bit more. But no. Right after this, we got to give the theater, the people who being paid their hard-earned money.
Oh, we didn't set up the line. I
was going to talk about it right now.
Okay.
But so anyway, so he ends up strangling him with the phone cord, right?
Yeah.
I think it was the phone cord. He ends up strangling him, and he's on the other side. So he's like Hawk's head, the grabber's head's right here, and he's strangling Hawk like this. I didn't mind that, right? I didn't mind him strangling him to death or whatever, right? I didn't mind that, but we gotta give the theater a yay crowd pleaser moment.
So
go ahead.
At the very beginning of the film, when we're first introduced to the little boy, which I should have learned his name, but
it's fine.
I'm a professional movie reviewer, so I don't need to do shit like that.
You sound drunk.
It's the caffeine. No, so they're playing a baseball game, and the main protagonist is a pitcher, and he almost strikes out this victim, who ends up being the first victim that we see.
Right.
And but the last minute, he's about to strike him out. The last minute, he throws a pitch, and kid hits a home run, and he's like, fuck. So the kid runs around, wins the game.
Right.
Runs around, wins the game. And they're doing that bullshit thing that they make the kids do at the end, good game, when nobody really means it, I know from personal experience. And at the very end, main kid and first victim kid go, hey, good game. And he's like, hey, your arm is mint.
Yeah.
That's what he tells the main kid. Because he was a good pitcher, and he almost had him. You almost had me. Your arm is mint.
Your arm is mint.
So
anybody got a mint?
All right, so the kid goes off, buggers off, and gets murdered. And so when the very first phone call that he gets is the kid, and that's how he knows that he's not. I was like, oh shit, I know who you are, because he's like, your arm is mint when he's talking on the phone. The ghost is telling him your arm is mint. He doesn't remember what his name is, because these ghosts always call in a state of remembering their deaths, remembering vague details, but they don't necessarily remember who they are anymore, because that's like the first thing that they forget when they die. They kind of forget their names. So that's how the little boy knows that, oh shit, I'm dealing with a real ghost, and I remember this kid. He disappeared, and oh shit, that's the kid that your arm is mint.
Yeah.
Your arm is mint.
Your arm is mint.
So.
All right. So here we go. So I was enjoying the leg break. I was enjoying the beat down, and then the kid does the little swivel and starts to choke him out with the phone cord, and then, because his arm is mint,
which the ghost reiterates.
Get it?
The ghost says it again.
Because his arm is mint. The little itty bitty little thing, the little itty bitty little itty bitty thing, completely Bruce Lee style breaks the grabber's neck. Okay, I'm talking the choke out. I think I could buy the choke out, but he just straight goes, wow, just breaks the neck of the grabber, and I was like, bullshit. I don't care if it's an adrenaline rush, the adrenaline's kicking in. I was like, I don't know about that. All right. I liked it when he had his pen and he stabbed Hawk in the eye. Shake the motherfucker.
Which I thought that's what
little dudes can do some shanking.
I thought that's where they were going.
Yeah, shank.
He had this little spaceship pen.
Yeah.
And they kept zooming in on it.
Right.
And it seemed like that was going to come more into play later. Yeah. And it would have made more sense if he had kept using it.
Yeah, he got him in the eye. And then I was maybe like cut Hawk right here, grab the grabber right here, and slice it. Slice it,
But I
right?
guess we couldn't handle
Right?
a little kid killing an adult.
Bloodletting.
Yeah.
But its arm is mint,
Yeah.
so it's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh well. I mean.
Anyway. Oh my goodness. So anyway, it's a crowd pleaser. The crowd liked it, which we'll get to in our next movie. It's a crowd pleaser, and the crowd liked it. We're going to get to that. So anyway, it's a nitpick. It does not ruin the movie for us. However, I didn't mind the grabber dying. I wanted a more brutal death for the grabber. I think he deserved it. However, I would have preferred a Summer of '84 ending. Those of you that have seen this movie, you know what I'm fucking talking about. Let me peek around the corner here so you can see my face. This ending, unfortunately, you left the room and you didn't finish the movie. This ending, this is how you end shit. This is the stuff where you're like, it's unsettling. Ooh, fuck. I would have preferred that. Give us a really gory, satisfying Samurai Guy style death for our villain, or you give us this. That's enough of my nitpicks. So let's go ahead and rate this movie. So overall, really enjoyed it. What are you giving?
Yeah.
The Black Phone.
I was.
Especially when you compare it to a lot of the mainstream horror movie releases out there. 70% of the time, fucking suck.
So I was not like here. Okay, so my perspective, not really was I super hyped about this. I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, Ethan Hawke doing a thing. Okay, cool. I wasn't like super stoked about it, so it's not like my expectations were super high, is what I'm saying. Right. Even hearing it was rated R, I'm like, whatever, we'll see.
I fell for it.
Yeah. Well, so when we finally went to see it, I do like how well made it is.
Yeah.
I do like that the kid acting is very good.
Not atrocious.
You don't. It's hard to get. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting better these days, though. I've noticed it is getting a lot better these days. I grew up on 80s and 90s. Woof. Jesus.
Okay.
So the performances were all there. So that was kind of like so what we have is a scale here.
Okay.
You go into a rated R horror film, horror thriller, which you think you're getting a lot of horror, and you're like, oh, ooh, blood, guts, not necessarily guts, but you're like, ooh, let's get some carnage here.
Right.
You don't get the carnage.
One kill
to the head.
And
it was a nice kill.
Yeah,
but,
I enjoyed it.
Better, but it was still nice to have. It was like, oh, thank you.
And his arm is mint. You get that.
Right. So you got that. Goddamn arm, minty fresh. And so you got that. And so you don't get what you want on that end of things. But what do you do? What do you actually get? You get a well-made film representing the decade that it's set in very, very well. The plot's a little okay. I can follow. I can dig it. Okay.
Interesting.
No worries.
Yeah.
With good performances. So it balances out slightly. Yeah. It's not like, oh, well, I didn't get this, but I got this, so everything's even keel. So I didn't love it.
Right.
But it was like, I didn't hate it. I didn't hellfest it. I've seen other films that were equally as well made, but I still didn't like them that much.
Right.
This is no Malignant, which we all know I fucking hate it. And so, I would give it a solid B. Yeah.
So remember, C is average on our channel. And yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you in all those aspects. And if you're curious about our Malignant review, our hilarious Malignant review, even if you love the movie, watch it anyway. You're going to have a good time laughing hysterically. But yeah, I'm going to give the Black Phone, remember C is average, I'm going to give the Black Phone a B. I think I agree with you. Everything balances out. Directing, cinematography, performances, they got the 70s right.
Yes.
They nailed the 70s right. And Hawk is the man when he's on screen. I think it deserves a B. I really do. And definitely go out and check it out, guys. If you're interested or curious, if anything we've said with the Black Phone, definitely go out and check it out. But just remember, Blumhouse, everybody in charge.
Oh,
what?
Something I forgot.
Okay.
There are jump scares. They're all used very well.
Yeah. This is not a bagulathon.
Right.
This is not a jump scare-a-thon, which we appreciated.
Mm.
Just the noise,
Mhm.
noise, just to wake up the audience.
Anything,
so that's a good one. That's a
any
good
jump
point.
scare that is used in the film is used completely appropriately.
Yeah.
And it was like, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I'm going to end it with this right here. Well, not the stream, but I'm going to end our review of the Black Phone right here. Future horror filmmakers, if you're making a slasher that's rated R, you got to show a little bit more than just one kill. And in the words of Kung Fu Santa himself, Rick Myers,
show the fucking blood.
There you go. There you go. Perfect way to end the review of the Black Phone. But yeah, it was a good movie. Definitely go check it out. But we do have our nitpicks with it.